Welcome to day 592 of our Web3 journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. And remember, these videos are being sponsored by NFT Tech. They're an investor in DesoFi, the Web3 mobile app built on the Deso blockchain. So huge news from Deso today. It was being teased by Deso, it was being teased by Natter. And this morning, we got it in the form of a press release. Thanks to our unofficial intern, Goldberry, for pointing us in the direction of this press release. That was released by Deso concerning the hiring of the new COO, the Chief Operating Officer of Deso is officially named, and it's Salil Shah. Salil Shah. So welcome
Wait, I
aboard,
gotta
Salil.
press the celebration button that another Salil gave me, Salil Sethi. Let's celebrate.
I don't hear it. Does it need
You
batteries?
didn't hear it, huh? Maybe it's you hear it now? It must
No.
be filtering out
I
on
think Zoom,
Zoom.
the update of Zoom filters out the sound. Both got that update. Sorry, guys, but it was making a celebratory sound. And welcome aboard, Salil. So who is this guy? Who's this guy, Salil Shah? Who's Mr. Shah? He's formerly an executive for Meta and Pinterest. So he's worked for Facebook Meta. He's worked for Pinterest. He's also worked for Google. He's worked for Meta for the past 4.5 years. Most recently as a senior director of global go-to-market and growth for Meta FinTech. So he's a big go-to-market guy, and I think that's just what Deso needs. He was a head of global go-to-market and growth, focused on innovation in payments, Web3, and financial services. It's like if you could come up with a perfect resume for the new COO of Deso, I think it would be Salil Shah's resume.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
I agree.
I think maybe he manufactured it just for this job. No, I'm just joking.
Ed's kidding.
Yeah, that was a joke. He didn't do that. So he also worked for two years at Pinterest as the head of business development and corporate development. So great assets to have on the Deso core team now. Before that, he worked for Google as the new business development lead for Google's mobile ads. The press release also had a few statements from him. I'm guessing we're going to get more information from Salil in the probably today sometime, and then probably in the days and weeks ahead. But he said, quote, empowering and supporting creators is a mission I'm deeply passionate about. And he also said, I'm excited to join this incredible team and partner with Natter to build the business as the industry moves towards the next phase of the creator internet powered by Web3. The press release also mentioned some of the apps built on Deso, including Diamond app, DesoFi, Open Prosper, Pearl, NFTZ, and DAO. So this is huge news, and I think it's going to make some waves in the crypto space and blockchain space. What do you think, Brian?
I'm really happy with the selection. It was like I thought, and that was it's going to be somebody with experience within the Web 2 space, within social, but also experience within Web 3, and somebody that you likely didn't hear of, but had a decent position at a really big company that is seen as kind of a competitor to the decentralized social media. Overall, I don't think that we could have seen a better selection unless it was obviously somebody with huge name recognition that would have generated buzz. But I think this is going to accomplish two things. Number one, obviously his experience is a great asset to bring to Deso as COO. And number two, I think the fact that he is from Meta and Pinterest, he was an executive with both companies. I think that's going to be huge in appealing to outsiders. And I can already see from the PR that they're going to market this as Meta executive comes to Deso blockchain to take on Web 3 and social or something like that. And I think it's a great line to have. I think it's appealing. It's going to attract some eyeballs, attention in the media. And I can't wait to see what Salil does to kind of free up some of Natter's time, because I think that's important.
Yeah, so now they can focus more on the development end. So welcome aboard, Salil. Great to have you on board. Hopefully we can have you on our show sometime soon.
Absolutely. Anytime you want, of course. So I want to quickly get to a non Web 3 DeSo piece of news because it can kind of relate to Web3 in the long run, and that's Twitter. We've been expecting Twitter to roll out this $8 verification process, blue check process. It was supposed to happen on Saturday, and it didn't. It never took place, actually. And people were like, wait, what's going on? Elon said November 7th. I was supposed to roll out. He even made a tweet saying that it's beginning to roll out, and nothing happened. You can sign up for Twitter Blue, but there is no verification. There is no actual $8 fee that I see. So it appears that Twitter might actually be delaying things till after the election, which is of course today. Tonight is when the polls close, and that could be due to several reasons. But something else that came about is that there's been a report from Platformer, which is a news site, and they said that Elon Musk is reportedly considering locking all of Twitter behind a paywall. Now, we don't know how high up on his priority list or if this is actually something he's going to implement, but there are reports that he's considering it. And Platformer said that it doesn't appear to be imminent, but that would just be crazy. If he was to say, hey, unless you pay $8, you can't even access Twitter. I mean, that has repercussions that's gonna basically vibrate through the entire Web3 space. And it could be immense for all these Web3 platforms, whether it's Deso or Lens or Mastodon or any of the things, Blue Sky, which is coming out, because there's going to be a bunch of people that aren't willing to pay $8 just to get access to Twitter.
And none of the bots are going to be willing to pay $8.
And I think that's probably why he's considering it.
Yeah.
I think he realizes that bots could still be active if you're not paying $8. Of course, he could minimize their impact by putting something in the algorithm where if you aren't paying $8, your posts aren't really weighted too heavily. But ultimately, it could be an idea that he could take on. I think it would probably be a bad idea for Twitter because activity would wane quite considerably.
Well, how about you can't post unless you pay $8? Maybe you can view Twitter, maybe you can like posts, maybe you can retweet posts, but you can't post unless you pay the $8. That would kind of create I think that would kind of put content on Twitter that is at least tied to a real person or a real name. So you don't have like all this garbage stuff that gets posted and then retweeted and shared all over the place. And that's, I think, where a lot of this misinformation you see stems from.
It's an interesting idea for sure. There's obviously other ways around some of these problems, like Web3, like the blockchain. But we'll see. I think we'll probably learn more probably tomorrow or the next day as to what their plans may be as the elections here in the US wind down.
Yep.
So another thing I wanted to point out, thanks to Goldberry for actually sending this to me. Goldberry has been an asset to us. She's been contacting me on Discord all the time with news. And she discovered that there's a post on Twitter by a group called Social Nouns. And they describe themselves as a nounish DAO for the proliferation of open Web3 social protocols. And it's actually funded by Marty Malmi. And he was one of the first developers of Bitcoin back in 2009, along with Satoshi. So definitely a big name behind it. And the tweet read, which protocol will be the next one in Social Nouns? Announced soon. And Itzaditya replied to this post and he wrote Deso. And Social Nouns replied and said, we've been trying to reach out to Deso. If you know someone from them, please let us know. Goldberry then went on to tag Malsified, and Malsified replied and said, you can DM me. So Social Nouns, whatever they're doing, it's this NFT DAO project, and they're working with other social protocols. I know Lens, I know a couple others that they're working with, or they're trying to work with it. The graphic they posted showed that it could be Lens, it could be somebody else, it could be a couple other ones. So this is big just because of who's behind it. Exactly what Social Nouns is, I couldn't dive deep enough into it. It looks interesting. Thanks, Goldberry. Thanks, Ed Moss, for replying. And we'll see. Maybe there's going to be some sort of partnership announced.
Yeah, I'm sure Goldberry could probably reply to this video and give us the whole biography of social nouns. So go ahead, Goldberry.
Perhaps.
So moving on, Desocial World made a post saying that their post to earn DAO will be live very soon. I know a lot of people are excited about this. In the coming next 3 weeks, there's going to be three things that they're going to be focused on. Number one, the post to earn DAO profile will be live on DAO, so you can expect that to be filled out. Number two, the post to earn dedicated website is going to be released and live. And number three, the first funding round for the post to earn DAO will kick off and people are going to be able to start funding it. The idea behind the DAO is to make post to earn available as a service for all applications in the Deso ecosystem. So as you know, Desocial World has this weekly post to earn thing where they give money away to the top posters who get the most engagement that in posts that they make from the Desocial World app, the Desocial World node. But what they want to do is open it up. So let's say an NFTZ could incorporate, or let's say, Pearl could incorporate, or DesoFi could incorporate the same type of system, and they could reward their users. So they're I think this is awesome of them. They're opening up so other apps can attract users onto their apps. So like you'd look at it and you'd be like, why would they be giving the competition their trick on how they've created such a huge ecosystem on Desocial World? But that's who Ado is. He's always open to helping everybody else. He's not looking at it from the standpoint where all these other apps are his competitors. They're all complementary to him, and I think he sees it as, Deso succeeds, we all succeed.
Yeah, and this kind of brings me to a post that Natter made earlier in the day talking about what's happening with FTX. He basically echoed the same sentiment. He said, if you find yourself staring at the FTT charts, just remember, crypto and life itself is a positive sum game. You don't need someone else to lose in order to win. It's best to focus on making yourself and others around you awesome, not relish the demise of others. So I think that really echoes how Ado looks at things. And when you said that, it just reminded me of that post this morning.
It's kind of like GDP of countries. If GDP goes up, everybody in that whole countries should be better off, at least in a perfect system. But you don't have to, that doesn't mean other people are less well off. It just means technology is getting better and ideas and methodologies are improving where you can create more with less and you can help more with less. So I like that.
And also you could look at it between countries too. Like one country might develop more, say like China develops more. Really, in an economic sense, that should help the rest of the world because there's more people with more money willing to buy stuff from other places as well. So it's not necessarily a negative thing if other people succeed as well because it can bring everybody up.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how we got to global economics from post to earn, but somehow we did. Maybe it's fitting since Desocial World's this node that's bringing the whole world together in one spot.
Yeah, so quickly before we get to the NFT auctions, Generative by Chermislav Digdong, our friend who's been here several times on our show. He is announcing a new NFT project called Frugz, Frugz, and he says coming soon. It looks really cool.
I want to stop you there, though. I want to stop you there because I don't know if he's announcing it as it's his project. I think they're using generative.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
I'm not sure though.
Like he worked with other people. It appears that he's working with Frugz. It looks like a really awesome project. I can't wait to see what happens. And of course, generative is a great software which allows for these generative NFTs to be minted in a really automated, really quick, easy to understand process.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to Frugz. So as many of you know, NFTZ.me is the only place where you can post and view live timed Deso NFT auctions. Just go to nftz.me/auctions and you'll see all those auctions ending soon. I just want to highlight a few that are ending in the next 24 hours. Elric Ericos, a Deso OG and photographer on chain, has some more photography NFTs that are ending this morning. So definitely check those out if you haven't already. The Swaps D-Whales collaboration NFT number 039 ends at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Currently, there's actually a bidding war going on between Shady Acres, French Connector, and Vindictive TJ. Check that one out. Ends at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And Brian, let's hear some of the top 10 people with the most NFT bids in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, of course, these people bid on the most NFTs on the Deso blockchain in the last day. They are Ambitious Lynch, Dead Metal, Millhouse Van Houten, Fields, J.R. Smith 18, Baba Bro, Dr. Rob, Alendez. Welcome back, Alendez. I haven't seen much of you lately. Maybe I'm just not paying attention. Pipaloo and Vindictive TJ. And the top dominated creators over the last 24 hours, thanks to our friends at Altumbase for providing this list. These people received the most diamonds or tips on their posts and replies on the Deso blockchain in the last day. They are as follows: adult porn. Oh, well, that's an odd one. Clout Women Unite, Cat Cute, DG Simu, Sue, Weebos, Shady Acres, Well Do WNP Ringo, Sean Slater, Jab Hub, and ECOE, some tongue twisters there. And I think I definitely mispronounced DG Samso. So I just want to go back to that one.
Yeah, a lot of new names on that list. I think they're just new users coming on, finding a way to kind of give themselves diamonds. That's what my guess is. But like I said, a lot of new names on that
I
list.
think there's probably some manipulation around the first one I read because I don't see
Yeah,
that. Who knows?
that's my guess as well. But yeah, so Alendez, you mentioned him. You asked where he's been. I think I know where he's been. He's been all over the world DJing. He's really becoming this worldwide DJ sensation. I follow him on Instagram where he posts a lot of that stuff. He has huge crowds. So welcome back, Alendez. Can't wait to see you maybe mint some more Tunaleros, right?
Yeah.
Anyhow, thanks everybody for watching our videos, and welcome once again to Salil, Shah. We're glad to have you on the Deso team, and be sure to check out the Deso events that are taking place today, as you can see here, and we'll talk to everybody tomorrow.